Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris in our Roma Galactica series. This is the first episode in a post-Unbidden galaxy. Now, let's talk briefly about what the hell is happening over here. So I've gotten a few comments that help to explain this. First of all, there is the possibility that there is some unfinished anchor somewhere. So, you know, when we look at the Unbidden, and we looked at this, I'll look at this again just so we can kind of be on the same page. It shows that there are zero-dimensional anchors active, but it could be that there's like an uncompleted one somewhere in this space that we just need to find. We would hopefully be able to detect it without actually having to fly system to system. But the other piece of feedback that I've received that seems more likely, given the nature of how things have been looking, is the other piece of feedback is just the possibility that it's a bug. And evidently, someone has said that it's a known bug. I can't confirm this. This is just the word of one commenter, but obviously the commenter spoke with authority. I have no reason to doubt them. So the issue is that it's a known thing that's being fixed in a future patch if you started with a 1.5 whatever save and imported it into 1.6 the way that we did here. So I'm actually noticing that there's a few more... Hang on, there's a few more systems need to be added to Britannia, so let's take care of that. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are. So our objective this episode is a couple things. First of all, we are closing in on having a lot of minerals again, and we actually have hit our energy cap. So one thing I need to do, even before we unpause, is, well, first of all, hang on. We can organize a festival, that's nice, and we're done getting art pieces from them. But hang on, let's make sure we've done everything we can here. All right, good. They're aiding us in research. And let's also make sure we're getting all the deals we can. Strategic resources, good. I'm going to do some trading in just a second. Zuracorp, are you? Yes, I knew there was one. We will purchase this Zuragel. All right, and now let's trade for minerals and just start pouring our energy reserves. We're going to keep it above 3,000 for faction reasons. Start pouring our energy reserves into minerals. As soon as we hit 40k, we can go for the first stage of the Dyson sphere. Yeah, that thing. Remember that thing we were building here in Avior before the Unbidden decided to arrive? So this is the Dyson sphere site, and we definitely, now that we have beaten the endgame threat, it's just a matter of building Utopia. This is a Utopia series. That was the point. So the Unbidden actually, in a way, were kind of a distraction from that. It made me kind of think, well, perhaps I shouldn't have had the endgame threats on because people have seen those. But it was still fun because I had never confronted them before, and you guys gave a lot of good feedback, and hopefully some of you watching learned something as well. But another thing that we have to make sure we get done this episode, and this is going to be a little harder, is Beacon of Stability right here is probably going to get colonized by the Holfier Star Hunters. And this is one of the ring worlds that belong to the Fallen Empire. It hasn't been fully rebuilt, it looks like. So we might actually have to send a science ship in or a construction ship. Hang on. Let's see what we have to do here. If we go to science ship, anything? No. Construction ship, maybe. Interesting. Yeah, we should be able to repair these. Tell you what, let's send a science ship here. It's going to take a while for them to get there, but they're not under as much threat. And another thing I just want to point out really quickly, just to make sure I've responded to all the comments. We do have a science ship in the area here. Notice there's nothing about the portal that's waiting to be clicked. I could click the dimensional portal with the science ship and it would do nothing. I could click the actual thing here and it would do nothing. So I just wanted to note that. Oh, hey, research complete. What do we got? Edict duration plus 10%. Not bad. So what should be our next option? We probably should go for an army damage, like some of this cheaper stuff that we need to research. Yeah, let's do that. It's going to help us if we have to go to war with some of these other powers. We could paint the entire galaxy purple. I haven't decided yet. But we also have the option now, and again, we're gonna work on, the very first thing we're going to do is improve the Dyson sphere. But we also have the option of terraforming some of the worlds within our core system. So Abskyki Ignis doesn't have to be Ignis anymore. We can terraform it. And it will cost, oh, wow. That's a lot less energy than I would have thought. All right, good to know. All right, so we found an anomaly, a colossal impact crater. Yeah, we've got our science ships out and exploring again, which is nice. And of course, we've colonized Sanctuary, but we definitely want to colonize this. There's also the Beacon of Infinity and the Beacon of Perpetuity system. So this looks like a completed ring world. we're going to have to check that out and, you know, fully survey it. So tell you what, let's actually get a science ship out there to do that. Why don't you go ahead and survey that, and then survey that. Now, Regulus is a continental world that's right nearby. And then I suppose I'll just put you on automatic exploration after that.
Construction complete.
But we need to survey that stuff. And I don't know that we're going to be able to colonize it, but we're going to try. And honestly, even if we don't colonize it, I think we'll be okay. I do. You're on automatic exploration, so are you just... No, you need to get that debris. That's what you're here for. And we have another science ship that is... Okay, good. That's the one that's on the way. Let us continue. The spice must flow. Let us continue the steel. Very good. Okay, now we're below 3,000 energy. Thanks, game. Appreciate that. Was trying to avoid it, but okay. So, what are you doing? You're investigating this anomaly that you just found. That's right. Any other... Yeah, we actually have a number of things that need to be built around here. Let's see. Fortuitous event.
Construction complete.
So there's some additional worlds we need to colonize up here, but I kind of want to save my influence to see if we can colonize these guys out here. It's going to take some effort to colonize them, just to show you how much it's going to take. Yeah, these are Fallen Empire buildings. Dark matter power plant, autonomous fabricators. Wow. I want to just leave those there. 474 influence. I don't know that we're going to get enough to colonize one of those by the time others arrive. Now, another option is colonizing Regulus, just to get the space nearby. That would take 439. It's just across the galaxy from us. So the other possibility is to colonize worlds that are a lot closer to me. For instance, if I were to try and colonize this world, only 183. But I think it would ultimately end up being about the same amount of influence, you know? So there's a lot more to be colonized in this area, and I don't want to miss any of these opportunities, because these are all like really nice continental worlds that need to be colonized. And we have some colony ships, I think, already on the way to some of them. Let's see where are you going? No, you're going to a system up there. I kind of want to I kind of want to send this colony ship like over here. Like, you have better things to do. But yeah, let's go ahead and put it on speed 3 for a bit, because we're no longer dealing with the Unbidden. I can kind of breathe a sigh of relief. And Classis Missinensis is currently hanging out on top of the portal, so we could look around to see if there is an unfinished anchor somewhere, but I personally doubt it. I think if it's a known bug, then that's the way it is. So we're going to keep our ships the way they are for now, because they're just so insanely powerful. I'm not particularly worried about being defeated in battle. We might need to split our fleets back up, which we are not going to focus on at the moment, because we have some rebuilding to do and some building of the Dyson sphere, etc. That is our primary goal at the moment. All right, let's go ahead and upgrade that colony. Can I upgrade the next one too? Nope. Bribe their leaders. All right, that one's already been upgraded, so let's go ahead and do a few of these. Let's also take another look at these habitats and make sure there's nothing else I can do. Yeah, see, there's still some upgrades. You're good. Aesir Terra is good. Most of this got done while we were fighting the Unbidden. I was being very, very attentive to it. Probably more attentive than some of you wanted me to be, I imagine. But it did get attended to, so let's unpause it and let things keep going. All right, so we are starting... Yeah, see, I would love to have these worlds. I really would. Now, is there anything I can do with this construction ship? Irreparably damaged. Okay, so... Industrial district. But we can colonize that, if we can get there. This ship, I suppose, needs to just come back. Sanctuary is one of our core worlds, because reasons. I do need to go ahead and queue this stuff up. We need to start a new sector soonish as well. But let's get this stuff queued up first with our construction ship. I'll keep it unpaused.
Debris analyzed.
I expect that the other empires in the game will actually expand somewhat rapidly now. All right, let's go ahead and stop because we don't want to use up all of our minerals queuing that stuff up. We're back above 3,000 energy, which is quite nice. We're not too far away from our next ascension perk, which is, again, that's going to really change the game as far as human evolution and let us go down that ascension path at long last, which is another aspect of the Utopia. Arrakis Continentum. Yes, I know it should be a desert. There was a hilarious comment on the previous episode, just pointing out, wait, it's Arrakis. Why isn't it desert? It should be desert, and I absolutely agree. It should be desert, but it is what it is. Research complete. What do we got? Crystal infused plating. We don't even have that many options anymore. Yeah, go for the Stormfire then. 7 months away from the hull points increase. Don't really need it anymore. Might be able to take advantage of it against our other nearby opponents. Now, what are you doing? Are you automatically exploring? Okay, that's fine. So Beacon of Perpetuity is irreparably damaged. So it's not like there's 3 ring worlds in the area that are waiting to be retaken. It's a full ring world and a ring world with 1 section that's still good. Arrakis Continentum. Actually, you're going to need to be... Speaking of new sectors, hang on. Yeah, it's time for a new sector. I don't know quite what we're going to call this sector. I don't have my sector map pulled up. Hold that thought. I might have it. Where are you? Let's see. There it is. All right. Sorry about that. So we've got the sector map pulled up. I need to go ahead and go to F5. Let's create a new sector. Oh, we have plenty of room. Holy crap. All right, so we're going to start with Arrakis. And we're going to add all this to a new sector. Oh, we've got some anomalies we need to explore up here. Okay, good to know. No, damn it. Didn't mean to double-click that one. All right. Lost a little bit of influence for that. That really sucks. We need to build up as much influence as possible. A little bit of careless clicking can take it away that quickly. Maybe they need to set it up to where if you're doing that, you can do it infinitely back and forth for a couple of seconds until it, kind of sets in place. All right, so this sector is going to be what? We could call this sector, given its distance from the rest. Let's call this Subia. And then we need to assign a leader. Now, we have room for another leader. We can go ahead and do that. Needs to be a pretty big sector, though, I would think. Let's go ahead and assign a leader. See, this is going to cost us influence, too. Damn. Back down to where we were at the beginning of the episode. All right, let's not use any more. Let's try and save up. Close. Thank you. Let's try and save up for getting there. We're gonna try. See what we can do. Alien mural.
Situation log updated.
Come here. Research it. Thank you. Now, one thing, actually, it occurs to me, one thing I could do, let's take a look, since we're not fighting the Unbidden anymore, there might be some things I can deactivate. I have Share the Burden turned on. I never turned on Grand Fleet. I just didn't need it. No, I'd prefer to keep both those on. I think we're good. All right, so the Subia sector has been founded, and we have some additional worlds to colonize, but again, we're going to save up. Meanwhile, we're also saving up credits. As soon as we hit 40k, we can begin building the first section, the first iteration of the Dyson sphere. And these things, believe me, are awesome. What do we got? Ship hull points plus 5%. Kinetic weapon attack speed. We're not really using kinetic weapons anymore. Strike craft attack speed. Yeah, let's go for that one. That'll be done relatively soon. And are we synced up in terms of project types? Yeah, for the most part. For the most part. So we actually, tell you what, we can go ahead and let's talk to you. Let's trade for minerals. Let's go up to 40k. Perfect. So let's begin. We've been waiting for this a long frickin' time. Dyson sphere site. Now it doesn't need, thank God this doesn't require influence. It just requires large amounts of minerals. So it has begun. They're going to start building it, and it's going to take, as you can see, a long time. That's why we're going to keep this on speed 3 for the most part. But this is what it looks like at present. Just the frame beginning to come into place. Okay, so we got some engineering research from the special project. Let's see if there's anything else in the... Yeah, there's the Unbidden, Cybrix Home System, Cybrix Alpha. There's the Aberrant, Dimensional Anchors. Yeah, actually, I didn't check that. That might have been one of the things that caused it. Translate Alien Mural. Oh, there's another Alien Mural somewhere? Really? Got left behind for a long frickin' time. Hang on. Just selected 2 science ships at once. That's a whole waste of time. Where... What system are you in? XR. Yeah, there's one that's not doing anything, so come down here. Yeah, come translate this damn alien mural. It's been sitting there forever. Take care of it for me. Meanwhile, Classis Missinensis is just moving with perpetuity toward the towards the portal, so I'm going to just back off. Because they're all really confused about what's happening. Yeah, it cannot be attacked. Really strange. I could look around and see if there's a system nearby that has an unfinished port. I mean, let's look very nearby really quickly, because we can see to a certain extent. Keep it paused. I don't want to miss anything. Maybe there's something like that happening, you know, where it is. I do think it's just a bug, but if I can see into all these systems because of the presence of my ships, I may as well look, you know? Okay, we can't see into those. What about over here? Not seeing anything. But this is just in the immediate range of the portal. So I'll keep Classis Missinensis there just as a safety device for the time being. Let's also go ahead and build a mining network. Well, we need a mineral processing facility. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's build one there.
Research complete.
What's this? Army damage plus 10%. That was fast. It's nice to be playing on speed 3 again, right? Sector limit plus 1. We don't really need that, do we? Leader recruitment cost minus 5. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Also, planet sensor range is about to go up. That'll be nice when that kicks in. Go ahead and build those mining stations for me.
Debris analyzed.
There is still some other stuff up here that needs to be done too, but I'm going to try and hold off.
Research
And
complete.
there is an additional anomaly here as well. Planetary sensor range is up by 10%. Very good. So, capacitor fields, building cost minus 5, energy weapon attack speed, quantum destabilizer. I may as well go for this since we're so close to them. I mean, yeah, let's get these off the list. Purpose being, you know, the next thing the list pops up, there's one less thing on it that keeps popping up every time, taking up the room of other things that could crop up. Okay, so far they're not expanding here yet. We need to get to over 400 influence.
System survey.
Trade deal offer. You want star charts? No, I'm going to conquer you before long. I just want my Dyson sphere first. And maybe some other wonders. Or
Research
superstructures.
complete.
but I will be conquering you. Just need to take a break from the perpetual combat. So let's ooh. All good choices. Let's go for energy credits plus 5%. And how we doing on Unity? 49 months. Not bad. We're getting close.
System survey complete.
It's 24:55. Doesn't look like we've beaten the Unbidden, but we've beaten the Unbidden. Inactive buildings. What do we have? Oh, someone migrated off of a Jupiter habitat. That's irresponsible. Mining network. We don't really need food. Let's go ahead and do an energy grid there instead. We just don't need food at this point. We need mining networks. Yep, mining network there too. We're going to do lots of mining on these new worlds. Awesome, let's upgrade that colony, and same thing here. Let's just do a mining network. We also can build a silo there, and it would be very, very advantageous. And how are we doing on research? Oh, it actually looks like we might have lost our bonus again.
Special project complete.
All right, that's done. Why don't you go ahead and do a mineral processing plant there, please? But let's now check with the curators. Communicate. Can you aid us? Yes. Go. Thank you. Glad I noticed that. Whenever we go below 1,000 in these categories now, it's a good clue, at least for now with current levels. It's a good clue that something isn't quite right.
Complete.
How are we doing over here? Excellent. Oh yeah, we definitely need a paradise dome. I mean, I've said we don't need food, but anything that puts out unity, we need to put that out. We need to build that, rather.
System survey complete.
Yeah, the rest of our core worlds are more or less set up. Oh, we got a science ship not doing anything. They must have just finished that. Let's pay another visit to the... Yeah, we are at 87 of 107. We just need to colonize 20 more worlds, but again, we want that magic 400 first before we colonize anything. But we're going to move pretty quickly, I think, after this episode. Let's go ahead and put you on auto-explore. And we could probably even, well, if it wasn't going to cost us influence, we could build another science ship and do some more exploring. Why would you leave the planet and leave the Unity building? Don't do that. Don't do that. Doesn't make any sense. The citizens should know, like, hey, that's one of the most important buildings we have. Maybe leave that running and let the citizen that just migrated away come from another. Like, or just make sure a citizen is allocated there. You know, whatever. I'm not saying the game should be changed. It's just a funny quirk of the way the system currently works. Let's take a look at how the Dyson sphere is doing. Where are you? Here you are. So we're about 1/4 of the way there. And it builds in multiple stages. I think there's 4 separate stages that it has to build in once you've got the initial frame going. We're over 200 influence. Not bad. We're getting there. And it so far doesn't look like they're expanding in that direction, but they really should. You would think they'd be all over it. But they're not right now. They are letting it be. For whatever stupid, ill-conceived reason.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
And let's go for physics research here. We continue to need more of that.
System survey complete. Research complete.
Excellent. Strikecraft attack speed is up. An armor upgrade would be nice. We don't really use any of these other things, so let's do the armor upgrade. We'll leave it at that. We are closing in on... Yeah, if I keep it at this speed, I think we're going to be able to get to the final ascension perk within this episode. So I think what I'll do is I'll keep recording this one until we hit that point. Just try not to pause it. Meanwhile, we're going to keep an eye on Sanctuary and do this as necessary. Just upgrade some of the other... Alright, so the gas giant folks just sent me some minerals, which is quite kind of them. We can put a paradise dome there, that's fine. Oh, nice. Upgrade, and here we need a paradise dome.
Construction complete.
Just build an energy grid there. Well, no, not an energy grid. Just let's do a mineral processing plant there. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on these worlds in particular because they're growing pretty rapidly. Have a paradise dome? Yep, that's what I thought. Done. 22 months away. Not bad at all. So those 2 colonies have been there for a while. It doesn't appear that they're expanding anymore whatsoever.
Research complete.
I'm amused that the AI is keeping all their fleets in there with me. All right, so we could do an additional core sector system, which is going to be nice if we have to colonize another ring world. It would be nice to have that in my territory. So, yeah, let's go ahead and start the process on that. It's going to be 83 months away, but I'd like to go ahead and get it going. 261 of 4 influence. We're getting there. And then unity-wise, we are 19 months away. A year and 7 months. So a year and a half, roughly. roughly speaking.
Construction complete. System survey complete. Construction complete. Construction complete.
We are so almost there. Okay, 15 months. And actually, I'm kind of tempted to keep the episode going until we hit the 400 or so mark that we need to colonize that space, but I'll leave it be. One thing I do want to go ahead and do, let's go ahead and research that. That's fine. Let's go ahead and build the colony ship and send it that way. Because we need to just have it sitting over there, right? So let's go ahead and build one on Earth and have it sitting in that direction. And we'll give that order before the end of the episode. Easy.
Anomaly found.
All right, research that anomaly then. So finding the new anomalies has come at a good time. Actually, come to think of it, wait a second. Isn't there... Yeah, map the stars. Kind of tempted to turn that back on for a bit, but the rate at which we're gaining influence would drop pretty egregiously. All right, so we found full survey data on this system, which is already in the Hulfir Star Hunters territory, so that information is all kinds of useless to me. Thank you for that. Less than a year away from our new policy. Very exciting. And so at the beginning of the next episode, what we'll do is we'll actually look at how we're going to customize the humans. Take a little bit of a break from watching this skyrocket. Well, no, it's not skyrocketing. It's a little bit more like paint drying, but you know the idea. You know what I mean.
System survey complete.
We're about to hit our energy cap again, so before I lose any energy unnecessarily to that, let's go ahead and... No, I wanted to talk to you. Sorry. Minerals. There we go.
Construction complete.
Nothing of consequence found. 8 months away. Nearly there.
System survey complete.
And yes, I can colonize these worlds as well, and I will. Or not colonize, but terraform, but not just yet. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this again. Get the monthly Unity bonus.
System survey complete.
Yeah, a lot of our science ships are over here scanning because this is the last of the galaxy that we haven't explored. They're almost done, actually. Come to think of it, there's some enemies up there that we need to take out. And tell you what, I can go ahead and pay them a visit with Classis Missinensis. Who died? Governor Igulurd. Was that our Gurite governor of that one sector? Yeah. Now this was a research sector, wasn't it? This is going to cost us some influence, but we've got to make sure the sectors keep leaders for faction reasons. Crap, we don't have good options now. We really don't. None of these are good. Alright, we'll just go for the young one then. Yongshen for the young one. Let's do that.
System survey complete.
It's kind of annoying because it took away our influence after all that effort to raise it up. But we'll get it next episode. You've seen how much we've gained in this episode. Plus I did lose some unexpectedly just from misclicking systems earlier, so we should be even further along, ideally. 2 months away. 1 month away. Okay, so we're nearly there. I'll get that next, it's not the last one, but it's the next ascension perk. Meanwhile, Classis Missinensis is just a few jumps away from finishing off these pirates. There it is. Let's pause, and I will go ahead and get the great game. As we continue to expand, other empires will inevitably challenge our claims as we would theirs. We are locked in a great game of resources and territory. It is nothing less than our duty to come out on top. So Unity output increased by 10% per neighboring rival. Excellent. So yes, now that put our Unity output up a good bit. Also gives us access to a new, a new Ascension perk. So several choices. We have Engineered Evolution, which gives us gene seed purification as a tech research option. The Flesh is Weak, which is the synthetic Ascension path. And that helps us actually begin to become fully robotic. The World Shaper, so this actually speeds up terraforming. The Galactic Force Projection increases our naval capacity. Master Builders, which increases megastructure build speed, which I I really like that idea. Mastery of nature, the circle of life, the ability to build ring worlds, basically. Imperial prerogative, which gives us core sector systems +5, but we've been doing okay with the research on that so far. And then notice there's additional ascension traits like evolutionary mastery that actually allow us to go all the way. And then it looks like transcendence. So we might not even get all of them. Oh no, transcendence is for psionics. So this is the first stage of psionics. These are the second 2 stages of evolutionary. And so yeah, we're doing well. So let's go ahead and do engineered evolution. That is the right one, right? Yes, it is. That gives us additional trait points. Sometimes evolution needs a nudge in the right direction. We now have the technology to genetically modify our bodies and minds to endure the trials of an ever-changing environment at an unprecedented rate. Excellent. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this one here. And in the next one, we are, like I said, at the very beginning, I will take a look at how we can modify humanity to make it even cooler. And then going forward from there, it's just a matter of seeing what needs to be done to finish the Dyson sphere, how long the Dyson sphere is going to take to finish. In fact, let's take a quick look before I end the episode at how far we've come in just this episode on the first stage. So we're about 2/3 of the way there on one stage of the Dyson sphere. And we should have enough minerals-wise by the time it's done to just pile more into the second stage. So that's going to be kind of the plan. We're not going to worry about going to war too much. We can declare some rivalries to increase our unity output, so we might do that. So let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and declare them rivals again. Let's declare the Polysimus Order. No, they're still a rival. Okay. And then the Hulfir Star Hunters, we can also declare them rivals, but we're not going to just yet. I want to make sure that we... actually, wait. Maybe I can, because we are neighboring with them. Yeah, we are neighboring with them. So let's go ahead and declare rivalry with them too. And we're getting a little bit more monthly influence from that. But anyway... Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.